Good morning, everyone. We are continuing the heilige words of the Horowitz in the Sefer HaMitzvos HaKotzar, in the book of concise Mitzvahs. And we are rounding off today the Mitzvah number 5 of the positive commandments to be Mekadeshim Shemayim, to sanctify HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name. We described it over the last several classes, the different obligations that people have. And the Horowitz concludes with these words, Va'oiver al zeh, someone who transgresses this mitzvah, and he does not sanctify Hashem's name in a place where he is obligated to, which means either it was one of the 3 cardinal sins, he has no choice, he must be Mekadeshim Shemayim, give up his life. Perhaps it was a time of religious persecution, and therefore he's an obligation to be Mekadeshim Shemayim. Maybe it is that there's a Rabbi, there are 10 Jews that are standing around and they're watching this Jew get oppressed by the non-Jew. He once again would be obligated to be Mekadeshim Shemayim, sanctify Hashem's name. And he had the opportunity to do such a Kiddush Hashem, to leave a lasting impression and an impact on the people that were watching him, to let his enemy know that no matter what they will do to the Jew, my foremost important thought is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world, and I live for the Rebbeinu Shalom, and therefore I will do nothing that is going to desecrate Hashem's name. I'm only here to sanctify His glory. But a person who is in a situation where they should sanctify Hashem's name and they don't, Bitel Mitzvahs Aseh, they have just nullified a positive commandment that they were obligated to keep, which is not a very good category for a person to be in. Hashem gave us mitzvahs, essay, positive commandments, to be mekayim them, to fulfill them, and to keep them. And if a person is mevatel, a person cancels out and they nullify the commandment, so then that is a lost opportunity of fulfilling the mitzvahs of Hashem. The other alois say, and they also transgress a negative commandment, shelo lechalel shem shemayim, which is you're not allowed to be mechalel, to desecrate the name of Hashem. Shenema, like it says in a pasuk, v'lo yisachalelu, do not profane or desecrate Hashem's holy name. So on one hand, you could be a hero. You could use your courage and make an act of valiancy over here and be Mekadeshim Shemayim. You could sanctify HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name. Either it's to the enemy that is attacking us, or to the Jews that are watching us, or to Klal Yisrael that is aware of our actions. And as we pointed out previously, no one ever knows the far-reaching impact that you're going to make indelibly in the neshamas of the Jewish people. You could change the world as a result of your mesiras nefesh, your sacrifice. But a person who has the opportunity and they miss the chance, because instead of being mekadesh, instead of sanctifying, they do the opposite. They nullify that mitzvah, they cancel it out. So then you just got a terrible avera, which is you're mechalel shem shemayim, you're desecrating HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name. Remember, we came into this world to be mekadesh shem shemayim, to bring sanctity and glory and honor to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And in these very difficult situations that the Horowitz is describing, over there we have perhaps the greatest opportunity to show just how much we believe in Hashem. For example, Avram Avinu, he was asked after 9 difficult, challenging tests, he was asked to take his son, the only one that he loved, Yitzchak Avinu, up into the mountaintop and to do the Akedas Yitzchak, which was to shecht, which was to slaughter his son. And that itself was, in the eyes of the world, perhaps would have been a ridiculous thing for an old man to do to his 37-year-old son. But in the eyes of Avram Avinu, he saw this as the Ratzon Hashem, this is Hashem's will, and therefore that is how I'm going to be Mekadeshim Shemayim. In fact, at the end of the day, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him, withhold your knife, do not kill your son, do not slaughter him, instead take the take the ram that is tachas b'noi, that's in place of your son. So he ends up making the greatest Kiddush Hashem of all, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself says, Atu yodati ki elokim ata. Now I know what a God-fearing Jew you are, and the whole world will see, Avram Avinu, what you accomplish with your Kiddush Hashem. But if a person has such an opportunity, and they don't take the bull by the horn, so to speak, and they don't grab the chance that they have over here to sanctify Hashem's name, and instead mevatel, they give it up, they are doing the exact opposite. They're desecrating Hashem's name. And that's very sad in the eyes of Hashem, because He made us for glory, not for desecration. We're here in this world to promulgate the word of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, His message, His Torah, His Kedusha. We're not here to destroy His reputation and His dignity. And therefore, it concludes the Chofetz Chaim, V'noi b'kol makom b'kol zman. This mitzvah is in force. It is people, we are accustomed to doing it every place, all of the time. It is a constant mitzvah, says the Chofetz Chaim. Wherever you have an opportunity to be Mekadesh Shem Shemaim, you're obligated to do it. Bizacharim or nekevos, male and female alike, everybody is obligating this mitzvah. So if a person will begin thinking to themselves, I came to the world to be Mekadesh, to sanctify HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name. I'll be looking every day in my life, where do I have the opportunity to bring Kiddush Hashem to this world? It's b'chol makayim u'b'chol zman, wherever you are. It could be in shul, it could be in your house. It could be at a chassan, at a wedding, where you're taking care of somebody and making the chassan and kala happy. It could be at the old age home, where you're visiting the sick. It could be with your spouse. It could be with your children. It could be with the neighbor next door who needs your help. It could be when you're in the line at the supermarket and you're letting the person, you have a full cart, like a good Jew on Erev Shabbos has a full cart of food, and he's checking out, and the guy behind you has just a little carton of milk, and you tell him, sir, go ahead in front of me. You'll be Mekadesh Shem Shemaim in that way as well. If a person is looking b'kol makom, he's looking every place that he is, u'b'kol zman, all of the time, you will find ways in your life to sanctify HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name, and that will be a great source for you and for all of Klal Yisrael. Have a wonderful day.